Rasheed, the barbecue wizard, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Bye-bye!
Happy to have you aboard here for the Really Big Barbecue Show.
Boing.
We cook because we have to, and we grill because we want to.
Hit me!
Fine, how's it going?
You have a great show. I'm a big fan.
Boing.
So what seems to be the problem here? This man looks like he's dead and he's in the crackle. Charbono! It's all about the charbono, dude!
Succulent fish. What?
He ate 54 wieners.
Oh, listen, Lavernius, shut your face.
I'm shaking like a dog shit peach seeds.
We have top men working on it right now. Top men.
And just like that, we are into the second hour. It's the Barbecue Central Show, where we talk about all the most important live fire and barbecue and grilling items in the world today. We come to you from
Palm City, USA, Cleveland.
If you missed the first hour of the show this evening, you missed a visit from our pal Malcolm Reed over at How to Barbecue Right and Killer Hogs competition team. You then missed a debut appearance from the open fire cooking expert himself, Al Fragoni, who said he's one of one currently here in the States, which I believe. I know Tuffy Stone was really into learning all about that kind of cooking style. I haven't seen him debut any type of cooking arrangement like Al has in his backyard or in his estate or whatever he's got, the ranch he was talking about. But I know he was very taken with that style of cooking for quite a while. So great to have Al Fragoni on the first time. If you're just tuning in and you missed all of that, no worries. We're recording audibly and audibly and visually. Let's try it that way. So the video will auto-archive as soon as the show ends, around 11 o'clock this evening, and the first hour audibly will be in the podcast feed pretty soon after the show ends, and usually shows up in the feed not long after that. So early morning hours of Wednesday, you can take in the first hour and catch up with Malcolm Reed and Al Fragoni and hear my latest hot dog competition eating take that I had top of the show. Still to come on the show in the second hour, our pal Sam, the cooking guy, and Rasheed Phillips. How about that? Winning at every turn and in every hour. We say good evening to those of you watching tonight through one of our video streaming platforms. You can go to Facebook.com/BBQ Central Show. You can go to Twitter.com/BBQ Central Show. You can also watch the show, believe it or not, on YouTube, which is YouTube.com/@BBQ Central Show. We take a look at the YouTube poll question of the week, and I'm asking everybody this. In fact, I threw Al Fragoni off. He sat there like, I'm waiting for answers. I asked you, did you sign up for the Z Grills promotion? Now we're into the teeth of the voting, and this is typically where we start seeing the 50-50 range. Undoubtedly, the exact opposite. 100% of voters are saying, I did not take part. I did not.
Andrew, you are
not take part in the Z Grills promotion. 100% of you? Z Grills, I'm sorry. This seemed like a winner of a promotion. I'm seeing it all over on social media. You've hired whoever you deem to be social media influential to get the word out. I'm talking about it on this show for $0.00. And for that $0.00, you get a 0.0 effort in people taking you up on that promotion, which is, again, a little shocking. That's a new grill for $100 for the next 5 years for $50. So what is that? 10 grills? You got to pay $100 each time? That's probably covering their cost of the grill, right? They couldn't possibly be losing money at it. Like, you don't do a promotion to lose money. But you're looking to dump the line. They're not looking to do that. There's been no reporting from Wes Wright over at cookoutnews.com. They're looking to dump the line. But 0% of you have taken up on that promotion. So we will continue to follow through the second hour and see what our guests say in the second hour. Coming up on the best moments of the Barbecue Central show in 10 minutes or less this coming Friday. Episode 340, taking you back to June 20th of 2017. And this week we feature the first and only time to date that I have had one Blake Carson from Carson Rodizio on the show. Carson Rodizio is his style and brand of Brazilian-style barbecue. So you have the skewers twisting over the open flame. He's got these really cool road carts. I think he called roadshow carts. So if you're not familiar with what he sells, it is impressive when they are all running. There's no doubt about it. Visually pleasing and satisfying at every turn. And if you're into Brazilian-style barbecue and are looking for a cooker kit, Carson Rodizio, certainly something you want to take a look at. Highly regarded. Also, just as a person, Blake, very unique. Dare I say, one of one. Much like Al Fragoni, one of one in doing his style of cooking. Blake Carson, one of one as a human. So I hope you enjoy the best moments this coming Friday. You can subscribe to this show and the podcast feed for the big show by visiting thebbqcentralshow.com/subscribe. And don't forget, if you want to hear a guest or segment again that has been lost in the archives, you can email John, Jon, at thebbqcentralshow.com and let him know what you would like to hear. The Famous Dave's All-Star Barbecue Series has the next few weeks off, so no winner to tell you about this past weekend. There will be no winner to tell you about next Tuesday. But what we do know is this. The next time it kicks up, which I'll tell you about here in a second, the Reserve Grand and the Grand Champions for all those events will earn spots to the 2024 World Food Championship in the barbecue division. That takes place in Indianapolis this coming November. So if you're taking part in there, you want to finish first or second so you get your golden ticket to the World Food Championships barbecue side of things. The next Famous Dave's All-Star Barbecue Series event will be on Saturday, July 13th. So it will be a week from this coming weekend. And that takes place in Hermitage, Tennessee. If you're wondering, that event is full. By the way, El Paso, Texas, August 3rd. Columbia, Maryland, August 24th. Still having one spot left, or at least it's showing that on the World Food Championships website and the Famous Dave's website. So once again, one spot each, August 3rd in El Paso, Texas, the second time through El Paso, actually. And in that last event of the whole series, August 24th weekend, Columbia, Maryland, still one spot showing available in both locations. You can find out past results and the remaining schedule of future events by visiting worldfoodchampionships.com/allstars. Terry in Kentucky. Terry in Kentucky is writing it. Greg, color me intrigued. Is that how you start the email? Terry, color me intrigued. Greg, color me intrigued with the smoked potato and corn chips segment this past week. I ordered a box later in the week. I'm interested in seeing how the real taste is. What drove me over the edge, you ask? You're crunching your chips into the microphone. They sounded so crispy. I had to try it. Podcast listener only. Regards, Terry. Thank you, Terry. And Jared Drinkwater thanks you as well. In fact, I got a number of emails saying that you guys, and even during the instant chat when Jared was on the show, saying, I just put in my order for these smoked potato chips and smoked corn chips. So once you get them and you try them out, couple things. Hit me up. Let me know what you think about the flavor profile. Number one, see if I was on point with my flavor assessments last week. More importantly, on the potato chip, I don't really give a shit about corn chips, period. So they weren't high on the list, but I was favorable to the potato chip. Let me know what you think about the integrity of the potato chip. I found them to be much more of a thicker cut, much more substantial than you would find in commodities potato chip. But you try it out and let me know. Also, I got a lot of email over the course of the week, and I even made the kids call it an edit video that I put up on Instagram through all the social medias that I use. I don't even know what I use. I got a thing that does it. So it was all up there talking about how I had reconnected with Detective Corey, neighbor Desmond, a couple weeks ago at a graduation party for my youngest daughter, and how we got to talking about the shenanigans, tomfoolery, hijinks, and general hoodwinkedness of what's going on at the Lake County jail system. And I wouldn't go into detail because I thought it could be offensive. And everybody wanted to know what I was talking about. They wanted the details. And I'm like, just use your imagination. You know? I don't want to get into the specifics, but I would say this. If you know anything about jail and you know what you talk about when you're in jail, you probably have a working idea what we're talking about. Shamo! Come on. Shamo! Shamo! But I'm not going to get into it. People were leaving the conversation saying, hey, just so you know, I'm never going to talk about what we just were listening to at the table here. Good. I would prefer that. Sometimes you got to keep stuff within the circle of confidence. Sam the Cooking Guy is ready to go. Before we get to him, it's Primo time. What do we love about ceramic cookers? We love that they're fuel efficient. We love that they can achieve low and slow temperatures for traditional barbecue meats. We love that they can get rip-roaring hot for the high-temperature grilling of steaks and other thin cuts. But what's missing in the everyday ceramic grill lineup? The ability to do true two-zone cooking. Two-zone cooking is very important to both professional and backyard cooks alike. The best way to manage a fire and cook with confidence. However, getting a two-zone fire in a round ceramic cooker is not very realistic. Why? Because it's round. Then, Primo Grill changes the game with their oval design. The shape gives you the ability to execute that two-zone that you set up or that you desire. It also gives you the other ceramic grill benefits as well. When you break it down, there's more than 60 different ways to configure the Primo cookers. They're only limited by your culinary imagination, only sold through dealers. So you have to find one near you. Don't know how to do that? Go to primogrill.com and then look up the nearest dealer to you through their dealer locator. Then visit in person, touch and feel all the ovals. Buy the one that best fits your needs. Lots of accessories to complete that Primo experience. And as I mentioned in the first hour, Malcolm Reed might have inspired me enough to do Primo Grill direct ribs for the 4th of July. It's very exciting. Are you excited? We'll see. I still got 24 hours for somebody to invite me to a July 4th. But in the meantime, you should be visiting primogrill.com. You should follow them on social media. And you should join the Oval Revolution. Sam the Cooking Guy's next. Stand by.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
Welcome back. This portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet. Currently available in 3 sizes with a host of accessories. And last I saw, the PBX was getting blown out in a number of places. Doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro. It's a cooker you want to add to the arsenal regardless. Visit pitbarrelcooker.com and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. It is that time of the month where we welcome in our favorite YouTube cooking personality, cookbook author, TV host, amongst other things. A Barbecue Central Show's guest Hall of Famer, most importantly, Sam the Cooking Guy, joining us after I gave him the month off last month as I was international on that ass. We have a YouTube poll question of the week, Sam, that we're asking everybody, including all guests. And we're asking everybody this. Did you sign up for the Z Grills promotion?
I did not.
If you can believe it, 100% of the YouTube voting public has not signed up for the Z Grills promotion. Do you know what the Z Grills promotion is?
I have no clue.
Do you know what Z Grills is?
Do not.
We aren't doing very well for Z Grills. They're not associated with the show. Z Grills is a manufacturer. They own the manufacturing of pellet cookers. For a point in time, they did grills for Traeger. They've done grills for many other brands, but this is the actual manufacturing arm that these people use to bring their grills to market. Well, they also usher in and sell their own line of Z Grills, pellet grills. And a couple
Have
weeks,
they always?
Yes, always. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
A couple weeks ago, they roll out this promotion. For $777, you get a fairly average-sized pellet cooker that looks like most of the other pellet cookers out there. For that amount of money,
going.
and then every 5 years, for the next 50 years, for only the small sum of $100 shipping, you get a brand new grill. What do you think? You love me long time for that?
I don't love you long time for that. No. Well, what if it sucks? What if I hate it?
No, but Z Grills is fully reputable.
Yes, I don't want it. No, I don't like that at all. I don't know why, but it smells. I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you like it? Did you sign up for it?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but like the last time I bought a grill was 20 years ago. I'm pretty famous.
Okay,
guy.
Let's take your fame out of it for a second.
I would 100%. Yes, for less than $1,000, and then I get a new grill of comparable size with upgraded whatever every 5 years. I mean,
okay,
for $100 for shipping.
And you get the newest one, right?
Yeah,
the newest one, bells and whistles.
Well, you get the newest version of the one that you had.
Yeah. But it's going to be better.
Sure.
Everything's better.
Yeah, everything's always better.
They have to make most of the stuff better.
Did you know? You didn't know, but I'm going to learn you on this. You drinking a mule of some sort?
No, I'm only using the cup.
I don't think you can use that cup for anything other than mules.
I have a Modelo in it. Well, you know what? Tell the cup. The cup doesn't give a shit what's in it.
Yes.
The cup just wants to be used. I open the cupboard and I go, "Who am I using?" And the copper cup just moved a little bit. I'm like, all right.
Do you have beer?
You want some attention? I'll use you. What?
Is that a beer?
I said a Modelo. You ever heard of Modelo?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that was the same beer you drank the last time. I couldn't remember the catchphrase.
Well, it's a fresh one,
it's like
but not the exact same.
Fighter's mentality, or I don't know, whatever the hell it is. Do you have ice in that glass?
Yes, I like that. We've had this conversation.
No. All right, this has been Sam the Cooking Guy, and we'll see you in August, everybody. You put ice in your beer?
And there's a half a lime squeezed in that.
I don't give a shit about that, but I would never put lime in my beer, but that's just me. I would never put ice in my beer. What are you doing?
I'd never wear a red T-shirt with a white T-shirt underneath it. How do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah? Do you know why I do that, smartass? Because the in-ear monitors, I don't like the way it feels on my naked back, so I have to put a barrier on there so I can stay comfortable during the show. Otherwise, I would be going like this all the time.
Have it run down the back of your shirt. Why does that have to be inside?
Because then it gets hooked up on the chair behind me. Trust me, I've been doing the show for like 15 years. I would have never known. It's your fault. If we track it all the way back.
My fault.
Yes. Ready for this? This is how we're going to track it back. When I used to watch Sam Livecast, you would talk to Max and Lynn. A lot of people don't know who Lynn is.
My earpiece.
You had your IFB in there. The first time I ever communicated with you, I said, where the hell did you get that thing? How do you get that? And you read it on the air like an episode or two later, and I got it. And so this is all your fault.
But did I say you're going to be super anal and you're not going to be able to have it inside your shirt and you're going to have 14 effing T-shirts?
No.
Just wear it down the back.
You didn't. I can't. It's very uncomfortable. And outside the shirt, it gets hooked.
Outside of your clothing,
it gets hooked on the chair behind me.
Oh, for God's sake!
I know it's always a thing.
Use a little clip.
Does it look that bad?
You've ever been in it? No, but I'm just grabbing at anything because you're making fun of my.
Yeah, but you put ice in your beer,
which, by the way, is super refreshing. I'm not the only one.
Do you want to?
10 listener
Do you want a
poll.
nipple for that?
Go ahead.
No, you don't want me to do it with this audience.
Oh, no.
You want me to?
Cranky today?
Hold on.
No.
All right, everybody in the instant chat.
Have you ever? Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever put ice in your beer? Did you grab the?
You ever heard of Michelada?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. What's that? What is it?
Well, I know Michelada to be, what is it? Tecate beer? Is that what it is? And then you take the can, and then it's like, usually condensated, and you roll it around in that taco shit.
Never mind.
What?
No, taco shit. No. Glass, ice, tomato juice, beer. There's another version. Glass, ice, beer, lime juice. Thank you.
That's quite an impressive background you got behind you.
Well, I got a bunch of shit behind me, that's for sure. Look.
What do we got? That's a kettle grill of some
wait,
point?
I can't do it. Hold on. You got it. Yeah, there's a Weber.
That's a Weber? Yeah, okay, yeah. Weber,
that's
and
Weber
then you
right
have
there.
that high dollar
I'm not one of
Kamado.
those. No, beside the Weber is a pit barrel. Do you see the pit barrel?
Hold on. Let's punch in. Oh, yeah, there it is. I was hiding on the small shot.
And then the teal thing is the Caliber Pro Kamado. Not a fan anymore. Sorry. Beside that, which way do I have to go? No, this way.
Yeah, you got
There's another barrel that's made by Drumbo. That's a Canadian one.
Yeah.
It's bigger.
You got
and
probably
then there's a Traeger.
Yeah.
Traeger, and then an unnamed piece of equipment, and then another Traeger.
Another Traeger. Wow, look at that. It's quite a lineup you got.
We could do a tour one day, and then the behind me is where I cook. I mean, in front of me is like
that's like the stage. Oh, for some reason I always thought the grills were on that side. You just move them over there when you're going to use them.
Which grills? These guys?
Yeah, like when you're going to use them in a video. Not if you're not using the broiler that you have, but if you're using one of those in the background. I thought those were all over on the other side.
It depends on where the sun is, to be honest.
Oh.
Because we don't like direct shots in the sun if we're going to be there a long time. If it's just a quick open, put something in and shut it, which generally it is, we kind of they're usually over here where these guys are. This is generally where they are, or we drag them around the island and put them on the other side. And the Traeger Flat Rock's over there. I don't want to dwell on that. I know how you get.
What's this nonsense you're talking about? One of your latest videos where you're talking about cooking spray gunking up your cast iron grill grates.
Oh boy, here we go. We've had this conversation. Listen, I don't probably from you 25 years ago.
Never.
I thought that I'd heard somebody say quite specifically, and we could maybe get a manufacturer online. Stainless steel grates. Put whatever the fuck. Put anything you want. You want to use lard, put lard. You want to use spray, butter, oil. Nobody gives an F. You're not going to hurt them at all. But cast iron grates, which happened to be on my char broiler, the commercial version of a barbecue for inside restaurant use, I heard that cast iron grates can get gunked up if you use like a cooking spray on them. So I haven't until you called the other day and kicked me in the nuts over it. What are you talking about? I thought I heard somebody say that. Someone with authority.
So next time, what have we learned? Next time you clear all that before you just go popping your mouth off in front of hundreds of thousands of people are going to watch that and go, oh shit. I better not do that. That's totally incorrect. Like that's how I season all of my cast iron, raw cast iron. So here's another poll question for the chat room. Has anybody ever heard of cooking spray gunking up raw cast iron, or is that what you use to season and keep seasoned your raw cast iron?
Here's the third question.
Yeah.
Is this the night that Greg tries to bust Sam's balls as many times as possible?
Yes.
That's the better question to ask.
That's the one.
That's question number 3.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
How are you? How was the trip?
Well, let me just say this. I am a now well-respected and highly decorated international traveler, number one. I went into the whatever you call that place, the customs.
Whatever you call that place.
Flipped over my passport, thunk, and I have a big stamp on there from the international waters of the Bahamas. And
did when the guy opened your passport, did it go and dust fly out?
Had that. He's like, do you mind if I break the spine on this? So we got through that, and then it was just a great week, very relaxing, great weather.
That's what a vacation and travel's about. Quick, best thing you ate. Don't think about it, just answer. You're thinking now. I didn't want you to think.
I know.
I thought maybe there'd be one.
There were so many great. It would be easier to tell you which wasn't great, which was the steak restaurant the last night we were there, that's my fault. I shouldn't go to steak restaurants.
I was just going to say, you maybe should be held responsible for that one.
Totally. However, we went to Jose Andres's fish-themed or fish restaurant.
Can I guess right now? Yeah. It has to be a 10 out of 10.
So I got the steak there because there was no fish on there that I was even remotely willing to try. That steak was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I bet. He is so accomplished.
Yeah. So if he's putting his name on something, it's got to be good.
Yeah, that's what I think. Which is not always the case.
I did have conch
with celebrity chefs.
Twice.
What's it taste like? I've never had it.
I mean, it was pretty pretty nondescript.
Pretty
it was kind of a So if I'm going to compare it, that's where I was going. I was going to say it was kind of, but I had it both. They were both times. They were. I don't know if raw would be the right way to describe, but it was in like a cold salad.
No, I'm going to guess like a ceviche or something. Yeah. I think that's how they do it. Is there coconut involved?
Never. I would never eat coconut. It's as bad as onions to me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But it was whatever it was good. In both instances, they were a little different, not the same, in two different locations. And there was a conch stand that we went to, and I almost got conch there as well, so almost 3 times. So involuntarily did it.
And is anybody serving it hot, or it's always cold?
Yeah, there's deep fried conch fritters, whatever. But I figured takes away from the whole essence of conch. I mean, you deep fry anything, deep fry a piece of shit, and it probably tastes pretty good.
But what does it look like when you drag it's like a giant effing snail, right?
It was very whitish.
But it's cut up. It's looks like a fish. Could have been anything at that point.
Sure.
But do you get to see the thing whole when they grab it and they pull it out of its shell?
I would love to see that.
I would not love to see
the shells are so magnificent. Like you're supposed to blow in those.
Yeah.
Call Aquaman up from the deep or some shit. But it was great.
That's what happened.
Now, that's my trip. In the meantime, you
go ahead.
Jetted off to the Hong Kongs.
Yes, we did. Well, there's just one of them. S. Hong Kong.
So does the president of Hong Kong say, "Hey Sam, come on over and do a eating video for us," or like what happens?
No. The trip was to go to Guangzhou, China, to look for some products for Sam the Cooking Guy.
You mean like products that you're going to introduce to sell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a thing called the Canton Fair. It's the largest trade show in the world. So big. It's not a yearly. It's a biannual.
Twice a year?
What's the word? Twice a year. That's not biannual. Biannual is every 2 years, right?
No. Biannual is twice a year.
What's twice every 2 years then?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm not certain about that. But so that was the goal. The goal was to go to that and look for products. Largest trade show in the world. It's insane. We want to find some stuff there. Because what we would buy here, our cast iron pan, for example, we would be able to buy there like way less. Same quality, customized, everything. So we wanted to go and look and just look to see what there was. So while we were there, we actually flew from LA to Tokyo, and both of us are huge Japan fans. So we stayed in Tokyo 2 nights and just ate a little bit and hung around and loved it. Then we flew from Tokyo to Guangzhou. We were there for 2 nights, did the fair for 2 days. I mean, I don't know how many billions of square feet this show is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's 3 separate weeks, and each week is a different discipline.
Wow.
It's like industrial, like street lights and steel and metal things one week, and then housewares-esque and clothing-esque another week, and then I don't know what the other one was.
Wow.
And while we were there, we were an hour high-speed train away from Hong Kong. So we said, hey, we both love Asian food, Chinese food. Let's go to Hong Kong on the way back and shoot some stuff there, like we've done in Seoul, like we've done in London, like we've done in Tokyo. And I had the stupid idea, let's do 50 things you need to eat in Hong Kong.
50?
50.
Wow.
And we were there. We got to Hong Kong on a Friday night, about 8. We started Saturday morning at 10 and ended Sunday at about 7. I found a person that's a food tour person to help us. Sent her my list. We honed it together, back and forth on WhatsApp, and then off we went. Would have been really hard to have done it with her.
How'd you find her?
Without her, I mean. Online. I just started looking food tour people, Hong Kong, that kind of stuff. Turned out she was.
How do you vet them to be? How do you vet them to be experts? They could just be somebody looking to take your money.
You look at her. You watch their videos and stuff.
Yeah.
You watch their Instagram. You watch their social media. You get a sense of the things that they're doing, they're seeing, they're talking about, who they're with, that kind of stuff.
And does she know who you are? Pretty much right off the bat.
Did she know who I was? I don't remember.
Is she in the YouTube
she might
space?
Not have. She's more the social media, Instagram space.
Maybe there was a
little
disconnect.
bit.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Her business is called Humid with a Chance of Fish Balls.
Yeah, right. I remember seeing that in the video.
Yeah. She was great.
She seemed like a great personality. Really fit in.
Really wonderful. Got along really well. Yeah, we really jived. It was really fun. We ate a lot of really great stuff, except for one horrible squid thing that was awful. But aside from that, I'm a big fan of Hong Kong. I've now been fortunate enough to shoot in Hong Kong 3 times. Once for Sam the Cooking Guy TV show way back. Once for Sam the Cooking Guy. Sorry, once for Just Cook This with Sam the Cooking Guy.
Yeah.
That was the Discovery series I had. And then this. But this is the one that I got to say, do what I want. I don't have to worry about, some stupid producer someplace going, you can't say that.
You couldn't possibly, this is the last question too, by the way, because I got Rasheed Phillips in the wings. You couldn't possibly go back to any kind of structured cable television show, given what you're able to do now and how many people watch you do what you do on YouTube. I can't imagine you would ever do that. Go back to those kind of handcuffs.
You mean like a proper network-ish kind of show?
Food Network calls you up or Discovery and says, Sam, we want you. We want to reconnect and we want to send you out to Tokyo or Hong Kong or Seoul.
It would be tough, Listen, I am.
You can do what you want to do.
Clear. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Anthony
also,
Bourdain,
if I might,
and please understand.
In my opinion, you could just take your shows and say, "Hey, Food Network, do you want to buy this and stick it in a half-hour slot?" It's better than anything they have going from a production standpoint.
Listen, the Discovery series that we had, their plan was that they would shoot it, produce it, make the whole thing. They shot one episode, and then the vice president of production called me and he goes, "It's just not coming together like we liked." And I said, "You know what? I don't know. What are you doing? You like what I do already. Why don't you just let me produce it? I'll shoot it. I'll produce it. I'll just hand you the finished product."
Yeah.
He goes, "Great. What would that cost?" We came up with a number, right? So we start down that path. We did a season. Even though that's kind of what you were describing, handing it to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Wow.
They still go, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. The camera's on the apple too long. We shot in Hong Kong. They're like, did a beautiful shot in an outdoor market in the middle of this gorgeous pan. Steve Sanders, gorgeous camera shot like this. Beautiful outdoor market. We see frogs in a cage. I go, okay. And they go, well, I go, I don't know. We know what? They go, well, Discovery, we're part of the Animal Planet channel. I go, okay. They go, well, Animal Planet. I go, we're not killing the fucking frogs. We're showing the frogs in a cage. If you go to Hong Kong, you're going to see frogs in a cage at these kind of markets.
Yeah.
If you go to the Sahara Desert, you're going to see fucking sand.
Yeah.
You're telling me I can't show the sand. They go, well, and we had to cut it out. So could I do it? Would I want to? No. And please, let me just make this very clear. I'm drawing no comparisons between me and Anthony Bourdain, but that's precisely why he left the Food Network.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to railroad him into doing like state fair shit. And he wanted to go to Spain and do some cool stuff. And they didn't want that. Yes, I have the absolute freedom, but look, I'm human, If they came up and they said, here's a shit ton of money, would you do this? If we could work out the parameters, and who knows, maybe. I look at what's on the Food Network and I go, it'd never happen because I'm too normal. I'm way too comfortable at saying what I want to say. And I don't think that would ever happen, and they wouldn't want me. Some other place, and we could work things out. Who knows what the future brings?
The good news.
What the fuck?
The good news is this: 3 points.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
3.72 million people are already subscribed to Sam the Cooking Guy's YouTube channel.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
outside, I mean, who cares about anything other than that?
Don't care about anything else. I just want to make the audience happy. That's all I care about.
Well, you do that 3 times a week, at least for me, and that's all that really matters when we boil it right down to boilerplate status. So,
thank you, buddy.
Appreciate the time as always, and if you can believe it, we will see you again in August. Holy moly. 2024 rapidly coming to a close.
What's that date in August?
Whatever the first Tuesday is.
Well, I'll tell you what. Hold on. There's only got one thing.
Yeah, that's all right. We only have Rasheed Phillips waiting in the wings. He can wait. That's fine.
You know what?
Yeah, no problem.
Rasheed Phillips, please.
Right.
Oh, it'll be a day after my birthday.
Oh yeah?
I'll be here.
Happy day, late birthday.
Send cards. My birthday's the 7th. Start sending cards now and wishes, people.
All right. Mostly cash. Sam, always appreciate the time, and we'll see you in
August.
Love
to see you back in this country safe.
Let's
start talking about your next trip.
All right, let's start planning it. There he is, Sam the Cooking Guy. We're not going to plan that. We're absolutely not going to plan that. Scary enough. It's like I never have any problem getting out of the country. Coming back in is always a problem for me. What are you doing? Why do you want to come here? I live here. Take a seat over there. Folks, Pits and Spits is selling some of the most badass cookers and grills out there. Are you ready to step your game up?
Step your game up.
Bring the ultimate barbecue flavor and cooker to the backyard. Pits and Spits charcoal grills offering the highest quality live fire cooking experience you can get in the market today. Using either wood or charcoal, their solid fuel grills produce those classic flavors you're looking for when you have the time to fire up the grill and cook for family and friends like this coming Thursday. With a large adjustable fuel tray, you can raise and lower the fire to control and fine-tune the heat. They're taking the very popular Santa Maria-style grill. Check them out online, pitsandspits.com/BBQ Central. That's pitsandspits.com/BBQ Central. All spelled out on the Pits and Spits. The double T, by the way, on both Pits and Spits. Use promo code Charcoal Central for $150 off any charcoal grill. Good folks over at Pits and Spits. We're a little late, but we are back with Rasheed Phillips right after this. Stick around. Be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Whole packers, full racks, legs and thighs, injecting butts. If you've never heard this before, you might think you found the best XXX show ever. Let's get back to the most homoerotic host out there today, Craig Rimpey.
We thank Sam the Cooking Guy for joining us last segment. This portion of the show being brought to you by JRE Tobacco, makers of the Aladino line of premium hand-rolled cigars. Also with new offerings. How about this one? Fuma Noche. Dense, rich, intense. First cigar without Corojo that Aladino and Jerry is making. More full-bodied, so if you like the fuller-bodied cigars, one you want to take a look at, we call it the last cigar of the night, Fuma Noche. Visit jerrytobacco.com for more information. Helping me close the show tonight, the owner of Phillips Barbecue Co. You've seen him on TV, cooking at live various barbecue events, and you hear him and see him on his weekly show this week in barbecue. Rasheed Phillips joins us on the show once more. Rasheed, great to have you back on. We have a YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, which is this. Did you sign up for the Z Grills promotion?
No, I did not sign up for the Z Grills promotion.
If you can believe it, all the way into almost 2 hours into the show, 100% of YouTube listeners and guests on this show have not signed up for these Z Grills. Do you know what it is?
That is astonishing. I have no clue what that is. I know of the manufacturer, but I have no clue what they're doing with it.
So a couple weeks ago, for $777 to start, they had a couple other ones. I think that ranged somewhere up to, let's say, $1,300, but no more than that. You buy the grill. Now, every 5 years for the next 50 years, for only $100 more additional dollars each time, get a brand new grill. How about that? For real.
So every 5 years, I get to give them an extra $100 for as long as I want.
For 50 years. Yeah. I mean, you're a young guy. You'll outlive that. So you get a new grill every 5 years for the next 50 years for $100 after your initial payment of $777. It's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, so they're leasing out grills now. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know what they're doing with the trade-in. Well, you get to keep it. You don't even have to give it back to step up. So you're just accumulating decorative art.
This sounds like the Pitmaster Creation version of all you can eat with Red Lobster. You know, so eventually this is just going to go bad.
Well, remember, Z Grills is the manufacturer. So if this was like Traeger or Weber to a certain degree or some other brand that isn't the manufacturer, I think indeed you're absolutely correct. But evidently, because this was brought to their attention almost immediately by critics and shit panners, is like you're going to go out of business inside of 2 weeks. And they said, oh, no, this is something we can fully support because we are the manufacturer. So all that to say, 100% of people, including yourself, are saying, no thanks.
No, I'm good.
On your most recent show, you talked a bit about barbecue television, but more in the ways of what should the contestants be doing now to be ready for any wave that might pop their way. So let's dig into that a little bit more tonight because I love talking about business and expectations. I think the root of everything bad in everybody's life is missed expectations in some form or fashion. So take me back to your season of Barbecue Showdown and how the opportunity comes your way in the first place.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. First off, I'm just honored you listened to the pod, so appreciate that.
Why wouldn't I? It's good.
Thank you, man.
Anybody that's giving their straight take, I'm a fan. Whether I agree with it or not, if you are coming with the heat, I'm a fan.
Yeah, appreciate it. My season, the opportunities come like how I try to warn everyone. Everyone will come after you because you're the new shiny thing in the industry. That's really what it is. I love being blunt, but that's the God's honest truth. You're just the new shiny thing. You have a clock the moment your episode airs, and you have roughly 6 to 8 weeks. And if you are in a competition show like the one I was in, if you don't finish in the top 4, just count yourself out. It's borderline useless. If you think I'm lying, go back to any competition show, period, where the bottom 50% and look where they are and what they're doing. That's just what it is. And for me, it came in the form of emails, DMs. Hey, do this contract, do this sponsor. We'll send you products. And, you know, when you start doing the math, at first, you're just so excited. Like, wow, this knife brand wants me or this apron brand wants me. But what you don't realize initially is when you do the math on that 10, 15, 20% kickback, you realize you have to sell thousands of units to make any money. Then when you chart it out with the posting schedule they want, there's literally not enough time to do everyone. So I didn't do any of them. I didn't take any of the deals, and I try to warn, and I have warned a lot of competition show cooks, everyone from Barbecue Brawl to season 3 of Showdown to Chop, Master Chef, all that. I just want them like, don't do those deals. They're god awful, and some of them, it should be illegal what these brands offer. It really should be, but most people sign and they don't understand what they're signing just because they see that little line where it says 5 grand and they're like, oh my God, I can make 5 grand in a month or just doing this one thing. And most people sign it and they don't realize they've literally just signed their likeness and life away forever.
Is there also a fear of missing out? That if they don't strike while the iron is hot, per se, that in 3 months from now or 6 months from now, that offer is not coming. It's going to be to the next shiny guy or gal.
Oh, 100%. I can only speak for myself, and I've been told, and I know for a fact, I'm the anomaly in regards to shows, the competition cooking shows over the last 5 to 8 years. It's like myself and 2 other people are the anomaly to make it where we have without being on either the constant competition circuit or without being on the constant TV circuit. I did one show. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing any more. It took 5 years for them to get me back on TV on A&E, and that was just it. So to still grow and be that in demand, you feel like you'll miss out, but you're better off picking strategic partners and getting guidance, like getting someone to handle the contract deals for you. Because if not, you'll get a little pop, and then 18 months later, no one will remember you.
Why did you do Barbecue Showdown in the first place?
I didn't want to do it in the first place. I'd actually turned it down because when I got the offer, it was back during those Sexbot IG days. Like, oh, we can make you a star. We can put you in this. I was like, I don't know. I'm okay. And then I kept getting calls, and I was like, I don't really like competing with food. I grew up. I'll say that I grew up poor on a farm in Jamaica. My grandfather was a fisherman. We ate what he caught. So I never liked the idea of wasting food or playing with food. I never have my whole life. But they told me that it wasn't that type of show, that it's not going to be like Pitmasters or any of the other comp shows. Or trying something different. And I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Overall, when you look back on that experience, what do you rate it?
Without a doubt, it's definitely one of the most memorable experiences of my culinary career. I've made amazing friends there. Ash is my man, 100 grand. Love Auntie Sylvie. We still talk and chat, and out of it all, the biggest, most important relationship I crafted out of that was with that of Pops, aka Mr. Kevin Bloodsoe. We talk every day. We just love enjoying one another's company. I oftentimes tell people that year, though I lost a father, I gained a Pops, because my dad passed away just a few weeks before I started filming.
Is that tough to gut through?
Yeah, it is, because I always feel now more than ever in my career, right when I'm getting another big push, that I suffer a loss. So, my father passed away when I got that show. And then last year on my birthday, I'm directing my first big nationwide commercial, and it's my birthday and my grandfather passed away. So it seems like every big breakthrough or push, I'm experiencing a huge loss. So it just makes it a little bit more daunting. It makes it a little bit harder. And it's honestly messed with me a fair bit. I'm still trying to recover from my grandfather.
Do you look at it in a way of, at this point, because you have 2 big things happening, so going forward, if you see something good rolling down the street, are you now cautious that if you take it, something else is going to cause you to suffer? Does that continue in your head?
I'd be lying if I said the thought doesn't cross, but I know who they were and what they'd want me to do, and not to avert from something because I may lose something else, because though I look at it as something else was replaced. I lost my father, I gained pops. My grandfather, he was in pain, he needed to go, but I still get to carry on his memory, in the give backs that we do. So whatever I lose, I make sure. And so far, I've also gotten back in a fair amount of a fold. It's just hard dealing with loss in general.
Is it more because you would like them to see what you're accomplishing live and in person? They're missing out on that in some way, where you can say, "Hey, I've worked hard. Look what I've done." Not in a bragging way, but in a proud son to dad or grandson to grandfather way.
Yeah, no, I would definitely would have loved for my grandfather to have been able to make it out to one of my Pitmaster Santa events and see all the U-Haul trucks worth of toys we collect, giving away food. I'd have loved to see him watch me mentor kids from the Boys and Girls program and, things like that. But I part of me likes to imagine he is just not here to physically do it, but he's aware. Before he passed, he knew. He was just not in a capacity to come here to see it.
If we go back to talking about these shows so we can educate future wannabe contestants.
Yeah.
Where do you stand right now with Netflix? I think in a time or two in the past, you've been fairly vocal about what they're up to, but where do you stand with them right now?
There's rumors going around that they want to do an all-star season.
Already?
Yeah.
It's only on its third season.
Season 3 drops this week, and then
July 4th.
They're already casting for season 4. So there are rumors on the forum saying season 5 and for an All Stars, and I don't think I'd do it. We're not on every season thus far, aside from the first. It's been even the first a little screwed on each one. It's like now when it comes to the contestants, I'm all about them. I love and I'm going to root for them. I'm going to do my best to educate them and sort of help them avoid the pitfalls.
It is my belief that a lot of folks who go on TV, these kind of shows, believe, at least in some part, they're going to become rich and famous. So what's the reality of that in your view?
This will be season 3. There have been 2 seasons, total of 16 candidates. Do you know any rich and famous ones?
I'm talking to. I mean, if we're talking about who's the most famous contestant to come out of Showdown, I don't think it's even close. I mean, it's you, and then it's like light years to whoever else would be. Yeah, I don't even know. But you were, for whatever reason. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons. You were like the. I always say if I get the man crush on somebody, like to me, that's where I know a star is rising. So many years ago, I don't know if you know the name Andy Husbands or not, but he's a pretty good barbecue guy. He was on Hell's Kitchen. I saw him. I'm like, this guy, he's dynamite. He's a man crush. We've become great friends. We've been on the show a bunch of times. He's become very successful. I watch you on the show. I could tell instantly watching the show. I'm like, this guy's different. It's not because he cooks a certain way. It's everything. It's not one thing. It's everything about this guy. He's got star quality. And then in future seasons, it's just not there. So I don't think it's meant for everybody else, but I think there is a almost sense of entitlement that if those people are going to go on, the contestants, that they feel like they are owed something or that they're going to get what they want, and that's in the form of fame and recognition.
Yeah, and that's honestly not the truth at all, like not even remotely. Once you leave that set, that network forgets you. You will not hear from them. If you hear from them before the show airs and it's not your media kit, you're doing something wrong. That's just the truth. You're not going to be buddies. They're not inviting you over to their houses.
Is there an expectation though that they are? Like nobody's saying, "Oh, by the way, we're going to be long-time lovers."
There's a huge delusion with many and misconception because people believe what they see on TV that they think oh, well, we'll have some sort of a bond, or I can come back and I can do this thing. But most people don't know how to navigate the waters when they get the opportunity, right? So my big thing is when I realized something was developing, I made sure I got ready. I sought the right help. I made it easy to find myself. I did certain things to put myself in position, and I made sure that I didn't just say yes to everything. I mean, I got offered a deal, one from a grill company and one from a knife company, that they would own me for life, and I would make maybe $10-20 off of every grill. These are like $1,500 grills that they sold. It's like, yeah, there's no way. But I've seen people take those deals, and I'm like, man, you're stuck. Like I know what you signed. It's rough.
You get paid to do the show?
Oh yeah, you get paid, but you might as well.
What do you get paid?
Nothing. Like less than $80 a day. You get a per diem of $20 for food. And if you're doing television, your bet is to set yourself up. But these other seasons, they had it far better than we did. We couldn't wear any of our branded clothing. They wouldn't put our social media handle on there. They wouldn't put our website out there. We couldn't talk about any businesses we were doing. Now all that stuff's out the window. You know, we didn't get a press tour. Our media kit was one image and a hazy trailer. These guys are getting, far more and getting that release kit stuff to send out. But nah, you're not really set up for success.
Barbecue Brawl, Barbecue Showdown, both getting ready to launch within the week. So you got Showdown launching July 4th, and then you have Brawl launching a week from yesterday on the 8th. What are you telling anyone right now who's asking advice about coming on these shows?
I warn them that when they pitch you, because I've literally been on the phone. They don't know. I've been on the phone while the producers have pitched them. We're like, hey, even if you don't win, you could be like a Rasheed Phillips. And I've literally been on the phone and heard them say that. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. There's been 16 of us and only one me. Don't believe it. I also tell them, don't count on the show to elevate you. Just know it will shine a light on you for a certain amount of time, and have everything ready for when that light shines. If you've got really amazing products, get product photography, get them on your website. If you're wanting to be a personality out in front of people, have that, reel put together on your website and on your social media. That should be something you're posting every other day, so that it's constantly at the top. If you're wanting to make money, take the chance and go get an entertainment lawyer. Like get one for the hour. They charge by the hour. You can get several online in your area, and allow them to help guide you and structure everything. And most importantly, the first number is never the real number. That's just know that there's always something. And before you accept something for free, remind yourself that the person who's contacting you, they're getting paid to talk to you.
Yeah.
Right. They're getting paid to try to convince you to work with them. So you should probably getting paid too. Like Consumer Report, I'll put their name out there because I'll never work with them. But every other year, they try to get me to write a slew of articles for free. And every year I keep asking them, like, you're getting paid, right? Yeah. Then why am I not getting paid to do the work? I don't understand. You're not working for free. Why do you want me to do the same?
I mean, I hold the long proven out thought that for whatever reason, and a long time ago, even well before me, people just realized businesses in this industry, people will do shit for free. They'll do it for a skid of charcoal. They'll do it for a couple free knives. They'll do it for a free grill. And the companies have become so trained and so accustomed to be able to leverage large followings for zero cash out of pocket. Product that they've probably allotted for in promotion anyway. So it's not a big nut for them to crack. And people have just become trained in the influencer community. Don't ask for money. Don't demand thousands and thousands of dollars when you can get this really cool $2,500 grill instead. And so they take it, and then it just continues to breed. I've always said, hey, don't take the free stuff. Tell them you want money. Remember, you're a professional when you get paid. So you make that money, you become the professional. And then, oh, by the way, you're helping everybody else out because now the new trend is being set. You're going to have to pay the people in the live fire industry real money. Give us the free stuff too. We'll take it. But we really want to get paid like the professionals we are. And until that tide turns, we're going to be stuck more in the way that we know and not in the way we want to be.
No, I completely understand and agree because there's no professional athlete playing for free. And I tell people this all the time. Look at this opportunity as an NBA contract. A rookie contract is 4 years. Every pro athlete is getting paid. You're trying to become a pro, you need to get paid. And I oftentimes flip it so that they understand what I'm saying. Hey, you are actually paying them for the product they gave you for free. What do you mean, Sheed? Well, you accepted that product. Now they get to move that value, that loss on over to the other corner on their P&L statement. And they now get money back because they didn't have to pay you, but they got money for it.
Yep.
I was joking. I was talking to another fire starter, and I said, if we ever got a union, if we ever formed a union, they'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Because then we're all protected. We all have the same vested interest. A quick funny story. There's a pitmaster that has become a colleague and a great friend, and we're always chatting. And I once got an email, and I had to call him, and I said, "Hey, brother, did you turn down X, Y, and Z deal?" And he knows I was in IT. He's like, "Sheed, you hacking my computer again?" I was like, "No." I know about it because they just emailed it to the team, but our names are intertwined throughout the email. It's like I can see it was originally meant for you.
Oh, no.
And then there's some places where your name is still there, but my name's there. And he just cracked up. And he was like, did you take the deal? I said, yeah, because I know how much you cost. This is still more for me. This is a few years back, but yeah, they literally just shotgun emails and seeing whichever one can they get for cheap. I've seen them offer literally $5,000 with a $90,000 budget.
Wow.
Yeah. So the first number is never the real number.
Which channel has the better show, Brawl or Showdown? So Food Network or Netflix?
I hate to say it, but Showdown, because they actually have authority. The only authority on Brawl is Rodney, and they don't let him be Rodney enough. Versus Showdown, where you have Miss Cookston and Pops on there, and this season there's a myriad of other guest judges that are coming on, but it sort of reminds me of the old Scooby-Doo days, where it was always just Scooby and the gang. And you knew things were starting to taper off a little when they started getting those weird random guests, like when Scrappy Doo came around and Scooby's other cousins came around, and then the Globetrotters were getting there, and then there was a Gilligan's Island one. You're like, oh, okay, is this what we're trying to do now? So, yeah.
Would you do Barbecue Brawl?
Oh, no, I've turned it down twice. No.
Oh. This is post Showdown?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I turned down last season, and I turned down the season before.
What does it take for you to do a show in the future?
I don't think I would.
Period?
The type of show that I want to do doesn't exist right now. It doesn't exist. It's a lot of all of these things, anyone can cook amazingly in $1 million kitchen. I've been in them. They're great. They can tune everything, right? All the gigs, season 2, I designed the rigs, and some of my designs are in season 3 still. But I know fire. I want to do a cooking show where it is fire. It tosses a box of matches, a shovel, axe, a couple of fire tools, and let's cook.
You never been contacted by Andrew Zimmern to do a show? Never?
Have not.
That seems like it would be right up his alley.
which is odd because he's worked with some of my buddies, the Foxes down at the works in Atlanta. But no, haven't been in there.
I might have to drop him a note. Seems like it would be a dead bank here. So, what do you got coming up here over the next couple of weeks? You like to promote?
Yeah, you can catch me. I'll be at Windy City Smokeout. Those guys were amazing. Tapped me. They want me out there, so I'll get to go light some fires through Chicago. After that, literally right after that, you guys can shoot over and catch me in Connecticut. I'm doing the Hartford Food Festival at Mohegan Sun. We'll be showcasing all week. And literally right after that, I'm leaving there to go to Compton, where I'll be joining Pops for the Smoking Out the Hub tour that is happening the 26th and 27th of July on the road. And we will, I'll give you an exclusive.
Wait.
A Barbecue Central Show
I got something
exclusive news update.
Greg Rempe reporting from the breaking news desk here in Cleveland, Ohio, the city that breaks the most live-fire breaking news across the country, nay, the globe. And I am here with Rasheed Phillips with some late breaking news. Rasheed?
Yeah, last year I did my first Grill and Chill Fest. That was my own festival. We are doing it again back in Corsicana, Texas, October 11th and 12th. This is the first time we've announced the dates.
Wow. Look at you. Yeah. Corsicana, that's a Pops destination as well, isn't it?
It is. It's right, literally right in his backyard. We're right on the waterfront. It's absolutely amazing. The site updates and availability and roster and tickets go live next week, but this is the first time I've said it out loud.
All right, give us the dates again.
October 11th and 12th.
All right. So those are the dates. You want to go. You want to hang out with Sheed, and you want to hang out with Kevin and all the great stars that are going to be there that are yet to be named, because that roster is going to be large and in charge. Anything else?
It is. No. That's it for now.
Oh, all right. Well, you can tune in to Rasheed's weekly podcast, This Week in Barbecue, and you can visit his website, phillipsbarbecueco.com. Rasheed, always appreciate the time, appreciate the candor, and we will hit you up again sooner than later.
Yes, sir. See you soon.
There he is, Rasheed Phillips, right there. He's going to be in many places. So if I'm not mistaken, he was Chicago, Connecticut, Compton, and then Corsicana, Texas in successive, some of that sounded like successive weekends, let alone successive months. So stay tuned and see what he has coming. And it's a lot. Before we wrap it up tonight, we will talk to you about our pals over at Franklin Barbecue Pit. What you have with the Franklin Pit, a deeply thought out and refined version of the old propane tank-style cooker that Aaron Franklin built for the Franklin Barbecue Restaurant. Stylistically, it reflects the kind of bare-bones, industrial, handmade aesthetic that he loves, as in the patina and the way the build allows you to see the welds and the craftsmanship. Now, the schematics of a Texas off-style barbecue pit are relatively simple, even when the things happening inside reflect complicated dynamics of physics and chemistry. There are very few moving parts here. Numerous and massive differences divide this Franklin Pit and the average barbecue smoker sold in the big box stores. The Franklin Pit, primarily made of 5/16 and quarter-inch thick American steel, that's strong. Anything that sees heat is engineered to be incredibly solid, should last a century or more if cared for properly. The thickness of the steel guarantees professional-grade heat retention, which is a critical component to making great barbecue. Every Franklin Pit, unique unto itself, includes its own unique markings and its own badged number. Franklin Barbecue Pits can be found at fine barbecue specialty stores across select regions of the country. If you, the listener of the Barbecue Central show, happen to be an owner of such a store and you wish to become a certified Franklin dealer, don't wait. Head on over to franklinbbqpits.com right now and fill out a dealer form. If you, the listener of the Barbecue Central show, want to own a Franklin Barbecue Pit, but you don't live in a part of the country that doesn't have a certified dealer nearby, you can also visit the same website, franklinbbqpits.com, and purchase a pit. Franklin Pits will ship a Franklin Pit to your driveway. Easy as that. And you got to wheel it up the driveway and land it somewhere. That's on you. But what you're getting is a well thought out, offset, lifetime pit generational pit. Kids are going to be asking you about it, the grandkids at some point. This is something you can hand down from generation to generation. And again, if you're a barbecue supply company, maybe you're just getting going, you're looking into the pit side of things now. Certainly pellet cookers, all the rage, and the traditional charcoal-fired stuff. If you're looking to add offset pits to the group, check out Franklin Pits. I'm telling you, the silent salesman on the floor. I always tell everybody, when you become a dealer, order 4. Keep 3 in the back, put 1 on the floor. Open up that sales circle. FranklinBBQPits.com. And we're back to wrap the show right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Let's get back to a guy who has more experience giving you his opinion than he actually has cooking. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
We thank Rasheed Phillips for joining us last segment. A little extended time. PhillipsBarbecueCo.com, his website. If you go to the Windy City Smokeout, check him out there. Go to the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, check him out there. If you are in the city of Compton, check him out there, along with Kevin Bledsoe, legend. He's been on the show once. Rasheed, by the way, next time you're bending Kevin's ear, tell him we would love to have him back on the show for a segment. And if you're in Corsicana, Texas, he will also be there with the aforementioned Kevin Bledsoe and a bunch of others that are yet to be named. By the way, October 11th and 12th for the Grillin' and Chillin'. So we appreciate that exclusive. I don't know if he knew I had the exclusive sounder ready to go, but you know me. I'm ready. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up all the way back in the first hour. Malcolm Reed rejoined the show after a month off while I was international last month. Direct grilled ribs. Yes. I think so, on July 4th. I think so. Then, first timer of the show, Al Fragoni. AlFragoni.com. A open fire cooking master. One of one, as he said. Nobody's like him. I mean, nobody's like anybody, but nobody's like this guy when he's cooking. Second hour, Sam the cooking guy. That time flew by. I don't even feel like we got to anything I wanted to get to. That's about par for the course for us. And then closing out the show in a little bit of an extended segment, Rasheed Phillips from PhillipsBarbecueCo.com. Big show planned for you next week. Second week of July, we got a meathead. We got Robert Moss. We got a bunch of other stuff ready to go, locked and loaded. Stay tuned for the shorts or the clips as they get released during the course of the week. Hour number 2 of this podcast, audibly released on Thursday. Videos will auto-archive immediately after we stop here this evening. So until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, this is your program host. Wait. So how do I always leave you? September 11th, 2001. I will never forget. And now, until next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
This is Bobby Rempe from Cleveland, Ohio, and you're listening to Barbecue Central.